Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. We just left the pawn shop. We found some things out. We found out that our gun has been bought by someone. Some lady who referred to herself as a pig. Gotta be keeping an eye out for that. Among other things. What's going on down here? Butter sign down. I don't get that. Ooh, someone's talking over there.
Good day to you, officers.
Man on waterlock.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
First things first, what are you doing here, man on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
Okay.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
Do you know what caused this wreckage?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Rivershell.
Yes, sir.
The words "daredevil driver" sound ominous to you.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
Church, yeah. So where are we? Here-ish? Somewhere along this line?
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
I'm not gonna take any salami. It's not his to give, really, anyways. Can we interact with this?
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Probably. We're gonna pull it.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens.
I'm gonna release lever.
The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal some other way.
On Wednesday. It's been blocked pending repairs, which should be done by Wednesday morning. We'll open up a new area.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored
okay.
on Wednesday morning?
Well, we can interact with this somehow.
A crumpled billboard reading, "Samaran butter soaks in the canal." Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
What is Samaran butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
Quite.
Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats
Okay.
than cows. And the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' diets. It's an acquired taste.
Perception taste. Interesting. Visual calculus. We can roll this. Come on.
Just some tasteless advertising.
Fuck on my rolls.
No use rubbernecking now.
God damn it. I'm so bad at rolling dice, apparently. Why do I play so many games where you roll dice? Oh shit. Sewer grate. Gateway to the river of filth. There's something over here. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. Oh, okay. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. That's Kim's car. Some gentleman.
Life
Oh shit.
doesn't need to be a struggle.
Covers his mouth to hide a burp.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hog René first.
I suppose. Spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fill the air.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions.
I'm gonna ask questions.
Ask questions never.
Shouldn't I ask what this game is first?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
I'm the game, you don't wanna play me. I want to observe them first.
Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
Man throws a metal ball toward a smaller wooden ball. Bull. They're playing bull.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
He tries to measure
I
the
hope
throw.
you pass out from it. You goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Standing tall and proud, he looks at his partner with
Trying
disgust.
to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of petanque. Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already.
What team?
Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any team. The blue team. You're letting them down. Get in the game and throw the goddamn ball.
Why are you so mean to me?
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
I got -1 because I know what the game is. Fuck it.
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister.
Ooh.
You threw your sister.
Why you gotta say it like that? Why?
Mon Dieu. Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
Was it?
There are no two more harmful words an athlete can hear than good job. And this was downright embarrassing.
The throw was terrible and you know it. No need to mock me.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect petanque throw.
His tone is full of admiration.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
I was going for something cool, but I screwed it up, like always.
The man in the uniform says nothing. His gaze is fixed on the horizon. His merry partner is staring at the ground, like he's trying to see right through to the other side. The lieutenant is looking at you. His face
God damn it.
expressionless.
Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And, most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
You don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Thank you, I
He
think.
doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
What about police women?
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
Ooh. There's a little more than a little backhand. There are no duties RCM women couldn't carry out.
But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks. Don't you, officer?
More challenging? Different, perhaps, but not necessarily more or less challenging. But also we're police. And I don't know. I don't think there's I don't want to agree that with the more challenge. I'm saying
Really,
no.
officer. Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley and see who comes out on top.
That's one situation where the males have an advantage.
Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail. But I do not wish to discuss this matter further.
Fine. I saw the statue of Philip III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
I want to take a quick look. Encyclopedia, I failed that one.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocaine?
Goddamn.
Sounds like our kind of king.
Wait.
And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
There's some wariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before.
Carabinier doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Fine, let's talk about something else. You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created
I
it?
do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy
Because
artillery
that's
used?
What happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse? You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Who are the communards again?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
He had squeezing a bull. Ah, bull in his fist.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Suicide sex cult propaganda, goddamn. Mad anarchist women. It's also interesting.
It's probably a bit more complicated than that.
Should have chosen a place away from people and buildings.
This is the damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first.
Beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in
Mhm.
Revachol during Operation Deathblow in '08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Deathblow sounds grim.
This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Coalition?
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but
Oh, okay.
the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
I guess. That explains all the war damage.
Damn right, son. They let the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And
Huh.
the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the
Oh, what do I think?
think.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Oh god, do we have to take a stance? Self-socialist. I don't know. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. That does seem kind of bad, but I don't know enough about the circumstances, I feel. Coalition seems quite capable. This, I guess. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us, shake our head in shame.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned
King
to
Guillaume.
Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Who was this Fristle?
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
You mentioned Guillaume?
A true king in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it.
What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already. It's no use.
Ooh,
to
experience.
tell you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Filth and rode the Camry straight into gunfire.
Might as well. Double sixes.
All you observe is a
1-6.
veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume Le Lion, and
Le Lion.
King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
Interesting.
Something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
Eventually. Thank you for your time. Yep. Should we... Fuck it. Oh, that's the long way around. Coin-operated viewer has been banged up, inoperable. Gonna do a little zigzaggy sort of thing. Bulls. Enormous bulls, worthy of a real man. Is this the same mailbox I've been talking to before?
The
And this is
dented
books.
yellow mailbox greets you.
Yes. What about this?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Oh, pastime. As of now, it feels like time is running away from me more than anything. Maybe there will be a time when time is plentiful. We'll see. Roundabout North. Capeside Apts, Martinez, Pier. Broken window. Tibbs has windows. If you had a bag in your hand... Fuck. I don't have a bag.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Poor little viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Look inside.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word
Ah.
written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards.
Kuno.
That's Kuno on the lens.
Shift your focus to the
Under
background.
graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the Star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Pericarnassian church, a star, a great moral height to be strived towards. The church looks old and weather-worn.
Yep, leave. Should we... Let's look at the other viewer as well.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
What's a tourist attraction doing here?
There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick.
What happened?
They got as far
know a
as
bit
the
about
street
this.
lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Eva Claire, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
Can't we do something about
We
it?
should have done something about the union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer.
Very well. 25 cents, I guess we can spare that.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal.
Pull the handle and look
The
inside.
curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
I'm gonna turn the knob to focus my
The
vision.
lenses shift.
Ooh.
The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
Anti-aircraft. There are ruins of some kind of building over there.
I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
I guess we leave then. 10 more experience points. We're almost there, dude. Is that a bag? boy, I don't start trouble, I fix it. Tools. I'm gonna find so many bottles, dude. Distant squall of seabirds. Plastic tear. Oh, that's a bottle. Splatter of bullet holes. I see. Ah, shit. Fucking... There we go. What's up here? Something else? Let me... Fucking... Thank you. Lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. A animal, a bird, I think. Belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. I think we'll be making a little bit of money at least. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, roundabout north.
Hey, up here, Piggo.
Ooh, Piggo. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint?
The streets will flow red once more. A great
Oh dear.
torrent rushing down Rue de Espérance. You wait and see.
Girl stares at the sailboat by the
The
pier.
streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull.
School.
What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Hep. Let's try not to be mean, I guess. We just want to know your name, little lady. No need to get defensive.
And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush
A
aside.
brush, an artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism.
You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
The voice said something else. The lieutenant furrows his brows as my eccentricisms. She noses disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice.
Ooh, interesting.
her staring.
Joyce Messier.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozone?
Ozon is an archipelago,
Oh.
2 days' travel away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
I see.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon.
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I
see.
haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home, and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
I have an opinion on this when I hear it.
Yeah?
Should we? Let's see where it takes us. I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
She means the opposite.
Yeah. So do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch. Pigstein.
Pigstown. That's
Go
good.
forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
Thanks, Kim.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Oh well, catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Ungulate.
Rigorous self-critique. Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will.
That sounds really
That's
bad.
right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry.
Harry?
Emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
Yeah, that's bad. Intensify red check failures, heal morale. Fizz okay, we heal from shit. Learning cap for pain threshold raised. I don't know that I want this. I don't know how dire the space situation will be, so I'm gonna leave that be for now. Motorcycle repair, okay. What's this, by the way? Looks like there was more construction here once decades ago. Magnesium. That's good. Replenish the stores. What else we got? Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain 33A. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your life.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
We are. Joyce L. What does the L stand for?
Bitten, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve. I'm gonna shake her
I'm
hand.
glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and
I was
cold.
dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Alright.
A trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic.
Yeah, so let's get
How
tactical.
interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
She taps the side of the boat and makes a hollow sound.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
She makes a point of being unromantic about it.
Ooh, I like that. How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I just like the name for some reason. I'm thinking of Son of the Enders.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Eel's
I'm
hips.
enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Is he being
I really
sarcastic?
do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago.
I thought Le Caillou was one big island.
Okay, if you want to get technical, the point is we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Ooh, how do you know that?
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Why?
Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
It'll come off like I'm envious, and I'm not.
You're not? Okay then. Just keep on admiring the boat then, unburdened by envy.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles.
Indeed.
Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
This is stupid, but let's keep pushing this license issue. That is not really an issue. Can I see your license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
Insulindic regattas. What happened the other time?
The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Still need to see a license, ma'am.
Actually, you don't.
What do you mean?
The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little known fact among us law officials.
Okay.
The Wayfarer Act is one of the few pieces of legislation governing human interaction in the Revachol Zone of Control, along with the Emergency Trade and Ailments Acts.
The what now?
It's one of the foundational laws in Revachol, designed to limit the authority of local institutions. Part of it prohibits the RCM from requesting most documents and licenses without permission from a coalition representative. It's a law that keeps Revachol what it is, in limbo.
Yeah. Exactly how little known is this
I was
fact?
just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act.
More like Anarchy Act in my opinion. I don't even know what I mean by this.
No need to politicize this. You may still ask for the lady's passport.
Yes, I'm going to need to see your
Of
passport.
course.
I'm gonna look at her
The
passport.
woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seagent.
Seagent? I don't know what that word
The
means.
Republic of Vespa, formerly the Republic of Vespa Messina, was
Ooh,
once
Messina.
a dual kingdom. An amicable parting of ways produced two constitutional monarchies. Vespa, the richer of the two, is an occidental nation known for its proximity to the Pale and its exotic
Pale.
financial derivatives.
We read about that in a book. Occidental was... I'm an Occidental according to that Measurehead guy. Anything else?
It is a stable country, and yet there has always been something ominous about its perfect stability. It's a place at the edge of the Mwindi Isola, overlooking the Obisunt Isles, fracturing into the great unrest of the Pale.
Is a question mark part of the name? Huh. Look at the photo
The
page.
woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you, face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Your name is Rejoice?
Yes. But please don't call me that.
Why?
Joyce is much more efficient.
Efficient. You're from the Republic of Vesper.
My husband is. I have dual citizenship.
Oh.
Vespertine is handier when traveling.
Oh, Vespertine. We have heard things being described as Vespertine before, and now we know that has to do with the Republic of Vesper. Everything appears to be in order.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
You seem rich. Can I have some money?
It's what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, Bub.
He calls me Bub like Wolverine would. What nice fabrics.
Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason.
So...
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you.
A scythe of booze.
Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Huh. I'm not ashamed.
But you are. Too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones of Erdenil.
Odinil.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
It's funny. Can I have some money?
Voila, you're doing it.
You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Why, yes, I am rich. How much money do you need? Hopefully not too much. I couldn't bring all of it with me.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
I need 130 real.
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
Is she actually gonna give me money? Reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. In it you see paper notes arranged like black gills.
Removes a few
Holy shit!
them to you,
Oh dude, we're so good at this video game.
to the touch.
Thank you.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
Oh, I'm still just getting my head around this whole money concept. You were just helping me out.
You're right, man, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do.
Absolutely.
How else can I help the RCM today?
Uh,
Supplementing its salaries.
Tell me about Wild Pine. I can't believe that worked. Holy shit. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, linking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo tribes remain.
Indo tribes. I kinda get the idea. Who are the other Indo tribes?
Son Baptiste, Edwin,
Right.
unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
You're in good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
Do we want to keep being like money weirdos? How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Let's be weirdos. That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big in time.
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions.
Wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance.
Pines employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get all these
They
billions?
started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas
Right.
250 years ago, when pine ships explored the
Isolas.
South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain.
There's so much world building, I can't keep track of everything. I'm not writing anything down. I don't feel like that's in the spirit of things.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Probably helps to start out with a royal monopoly.
You know more than you let on.
Maybe.
Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all cargo in the world. That's quite the endeavor indeed.
There are minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for,
interesting.
lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
How noble.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
And what if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Elements. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
I see. I just kind of want to... Let me... Ooh, 555, huh? Royal monopolies, octopuses and swordfish. Most of them gone now. YBP, Expanders, Saint Baptiste, Brightest Star, Lume, Resplendent, East Insulindic, Welter and El Cassette. But isn't one missing? Wait, no. There were only 14. Then why do you feel like there was a 15th? That is curious. Oh, I'm looking. These slots are not available. Oh shit, that takes a skill point. Is that the same point? Oh shit. We need... Okay. Okay, so that's how thoughts work. I'm gonna leave it alone.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know
I'm
about the
derailing
strike.
everything. This is taking a long time. I guess we're doing a long episode. What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching.
Ah, there's a connection.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
Jean-Luc. How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
Huh. So we're in March then.
But
Did we
the
know
strike
that?
began in December.
Oh, discrepancy. Kim's on the fucking
I
job
wasn't the
here.
original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What did they say again? Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Indeed. I like it.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker, a member of the board.
What exactly do they mean by it though? What's the demand?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Yeah, that's kind of difficult, I think.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Mañana, I see.
No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200 people are on strike. This is a big deal for them.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
The scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
That's interesting. That's not a no.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Thank you, Rhetoric. I wish I had this in real life. Tell me about this Union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Not bad.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There are two of them?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Huh.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the Union itself, outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I mean, this doesn't seem... If what we've been told is true, then this is not true. Do I want to go this far, though? This seems like nonsense... Not nonsense, but it seems like empty buzzwords. Or we can choose not to have an opinion, which is kind of appealing. I prefer not to have an opinion on these things.
Of course, officer.
One more thing, you said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Interesting.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, man. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change topic.
How else can I help?
One more topic, then we'll be done with this.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
About the lynching.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Indeed.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
Shit, I don't have a name.
And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
I suppose.
She must have been suspecting something for a while now.
That I'm fucking mentally not right.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
God damn it.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
I'm gonna roll for it. 42 is not impossible.
Feelings will guide the way.
Shame. But madam, I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's the case I'm
I
solving.
assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
You have so much else. I have only this. This is the entirety of my existence.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail.
This boat, for example, and a home somewhere. I only have this case.
Officer,
God damn it, I healed my morale, then I failed it. I don't remember anything. Can I please stop this line? Oh, god damn it. There's only this coast and this lynching.
no, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
Fine.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting it.
Am I?
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
The badge, of
The
course.
Union is conducting drug trade out
Or?
of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps
Drug
it's
trade.
time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madam. I have to talk to Kim.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, not volunteer us to be her henchman.
So we're henchmen now?
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
Could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. but do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
Let's get back to her then. Should we? What did I gain? I suppose we have to talk more to her. We're way over time. Let's just keep
You're
going.
back. Good. What can I help you
Tell
with?
me about this alleged
It's
drug
quite
trafficking.
straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
The lorries.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Quite so.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
It's no coincidence that the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Tract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity.
Do we?
I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have that the Union is
How
involved?
do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
Am I supposed to do this? Let's discuss something else. Let's not...
She simply nods.
Of course, Detective.
I have money. Bottles. I can get more money. Money can buy me goods and services. I just wanna... Because I'm gonna round off this recording session. I want to be by the corpse when I start next time. Because I have a point to spend. Which I am fairly certain is endurance. I have to spend it on endurance. I don't have a choice. Ooh, now I got 4 pips here. Was there some, ah, shit. Oh. I can... Nice. I'm also gonna pay for the room and everything. But when we start up next time, with a little bit of luck, I can actually do this. What else? Yes. Exactly. Oh, and we can do this too. Good. See you later.